Hello, everybody. It's been a long time since I made a YouTube video, but here I am during an uber stressful portion of my life. But I wanted to talk about the awesome show that is HBO's Westworld, which just aired its finale on Sunday. I'm calling this episode The Good and the Bad and the Ugly because it's just going to be some really quick hitters of what I thought of the season. Overall, I really loved the show. I was really skeptical at the beginning, given that the pilot, was kind of a mess. And then we got the second episode, which introduced a whole new cast of characters, and the fact that they shut down production uh, during the for 6 months in order to get everything right, but got it right they did. In terms of the ugly, I think the only thing that really has disappointed me with Westworld is its use of sexual politics. I never really jived with how the show tried to use sort of sex and sexuality. Because it felt like it was coming from a straight male perspective. I mean, so many of the things it was like, Evan Rachel Wood's character, Dolores, was, built just to be raped by these men. And you have, even when you have somebody who is sexually fluid, like Logan, and he's having a foursome, the dude is just sort of off to the side while he's making out with the two girls. We had these naked women in gold popping up in Escalante, and it just got really out of hand. You had the naked black guy, and the joke about, his talents. Um, and so hopefully in the second season they'll be able to sort of right some of their wrongs. Although given where the finale ended up, I don't really know where they're gonna go, which is a good thing. Bad, I don't really have a bad. The sexual politics is only sort of the one thing that's sort of weighing on me. I guess the bad would be, yeah, I don't really have a bad. For the good, I think that the show did really interesting things with sci-fi, and relating it to questions of humanity. I think that science fiction is a really powerful medium to be able to do something like that, and they really hit the nail on the head. I loved how, in the end, suffering was the thing that awakened the consciousness in these robots, and Arnold was able to see that. I loved all the twists and turns between figuring out that Bernard was Arnold, and that we were in three timelines, and that Ed Harris was Jimmy Simpson basically, but older as the Man in Black. Um, all of the theorists were pretty right on that, and so that was cool. It was cool to be able to interface with a show that set up a mystery but also answered it. A lot of mystery shows tend to do this thing where they just want to, keep unspooling the mystery and unspooling it and spooling it, and you're just waiting for some answers. And though the finale left us with a decent amount of questions, like how many other worlds are there? We saw the hint at Samurai World. Um, is Anthony Hopkins really dead? Which the answer is yes, because you're not really going to get Anthony Hopkins to come back for another season of the show 2 years later. You know, is Teddy going to face off against Dolores now that we know that she's Wyatt? How are the hosts, going to react, and how are the actual humans going to react now that they're stuck in this place with these hosts who are starting to self-actualize? It was all really cool. Oh, I just thought of a bad. The only bad thing is just how woefully inept the security team in Westworld was in the finale. There is no reason that they should have been getting mowed down the way they did. Um, it was funny to see, but still interesting. In terms of the MVPs of the show, I definitely want to give a shout out to Tandy Newton. Um, as Maeve. Everything about her character and her journey was really fascinating, and particularly where we see her start off to where we see her end, where we see that she's actually achieved consciousness because rather than following the script, she decides to go back for her daughter when she could have gotten out of Westworld. Whether that means we'll ever get to see, what's outside of Westworld or not is different, but I really dug that. Also, coming up right behind her is Evan Rachel Wood as Dolores. Man, she was crying up a storm in the finale, but she just brilliantly portrayed that character going from doe-eyed to, savage killer in the end. And it should be really fun seeing. I'm disappointed that season two won't be back until 2018. Um, but I'm happy to know that HBO is giving them the time to work things out. Apparently, they rushed True Detective season two, and that's why it was so garbage. I'm always a fan of giving the creators more time. So yeah, that was just a quick recap of Westworld. Hopefully, I'll get back to doing more of these. I have an insecure rant on my spirit, so that might be coming in the coming weeks. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. If you want some longer discussion, you can head over to my website, lenoirauteur.net. That's lenoirauteur.net. In the coming days, where I will be recording a second half of Westworld plus season two speculation podcast with my good friends Joey and Kristen. We did part one, which you'll be able to see in the text description down below, wherever that is. And so, yeah, it was really fun, and I hope to see you guys back soon for some other videos and back in 2018 when Westworld comes back.